How's it going, boys? What is up? So it's back once again for your I I mean this is technically kind of like a common thing, but I guess this is kind of like a yearly thing, right? For this one particular ticket that we only get to see once a year, a very special ticket that we tend to call it as the Anytix because it's a short form of anniversary ticket. Okay, so yeah, this is the 10th anniversary birthday ticket. So there's a few things that I will definitely want to mention for before I start talking about the characters or whatnot. I'm not sure how long is this video going to be, but we're gonna see how long is it gonna be. Maybe it'll be longer than last year's. The first and foremost, this is not scripted. I'm doing it on stream, as you can see. This is not a pre-recorded video or any form. I'm just doing this on the fly with stuff coming out from my head. I have nothing written down, nothing whatsoever, okay? So I do not have like the greatest memory in the fucking world. I'm definitely going to refer to the wiki from time to time on the site as well, just so I can, refresh my memory along those lines, okay? I will definitely go through each of the stuff as well in like as much as I can. And the other thing is that this is another big disclaimer that I will only talk about seasonal characters, okay? I will only mention about seasonal characters because it's much better for you to only pick seasonal characters in this ticket. The reason why is because that you can only get them twice a year versus grand characters where you can technically see them every every month. Yeah, every month basically, because Flash and Lake Fest happens every month if you haven't realized it already. I'm only going to suggest seasonal characters. I'm not going to talk about grand characters in this particular video at all because I do not suggest doing that at all. If you want to do that, I think that's entirely up to you, and I'm not going to give you any suggestions for that. If you want grand suggestions, pick whatever fuck you want. I don't care. I think I'm probably gonna briefly go through every single seasonal character, so there's that, okay? I'm not really gonna do like Super Toro or anything. I'll do like element by element, so we're gonna follow based on this line here. I'll put like a timestamp again for each individual elements here. And then if you're just trying to jump to a specific element, then yeah, just go for that, I guess. Alright, so for Fire Percival, you can ignore his ass. Vera is okay if you want a tank and some nukes kind of character. She's one of those characters that is kind of on the rarer side to see when it comes to fire element. Yeah, because she's a very how do I say, a very strong tanker in a way. And not to mention that she's very similar to her grand version in a way, where she basically takes no damage or something along those lines. Yeah, because as you can see here, she nullify the normal attacks from foes, like anything basically, and she has all ally sub as well. So yeah, there's that. This thing is actually very strong. So there's that. If you need a character like that, that's great because she can do relatively well on her own. She can tank. She can do the nukes every now and then. Yeah, so that's pretty nice. Beatrix is very dated already. I wouldn't suggest that. This guy sucks as well. This guy is I think Halloween Azazel got buffed recently. There was like a rebalance not too long ago. Azazel is a little bit more towards full auto now too, in a way. He used to be able to only be used in like burst setups, but now you can kind of use him in full auto, like a longer raid kind of scenario where you just let it go by itself kind of thing without like manual or whatnot. You can actually do that for him as well, and he's actually quite strong in that regard as well. So if you need a character like that, by all means. But for me, I wouldn't suggest him at all. Kubira is a very strong nuker. I think even until today, she's still really strong. And I'm not sure about this, but I think she's still probably the only character that her weapon is like this. Because I don't think Fire has this yet. Wait, maybe they do? Yeah, Fire, the skill tempering weapon skill thing is still kind of you can only get it through Summer Kubira. But to be fair, at least her character is still relatively nice in a way. She's just very focused on nukes. Like, she nukes a lot. As you can see, all the nukes And then she can amplify her normal autos as well. And then she just nukes a lot. Yeah, just a lot of nukes. And she can hit relatively hard by herself. So I don't think she really needs anyone to help her in a way other than giving her a little bit more, a little bit more sustain, because you have to enable her third skill every time, and she does basically get dot damage every single turn. So she will eventually take a little bit way more damage than usual because of the dots. So if you want to have a little bit of support to her, is to at least get a little bit more heals in a way, then you should be fine. Noah is probably the other character is very similar to like his specialty is very similar to like Grand Kaguya in a way. Because the reason why I say that is his second skill is literally an identical copy to Grand Kaguya. Literally the same. It's a copy pasta. There's no difference whatsoever. It's 100% the same. No change, nothing. Different icons though. I guess that's the only difference. The icons is different. That's really the only difference. Like the first skill is just he's like the grand version, just a nuke, and then you can do debuffs and shit. And then you get the third skill, which you get, I think, is the unchallenged one time. Is it one time? Is it one time? I don't remember. Is it one time or not? Probably not. It's not mentioned here. So it's I might be wrong on this one, but all the supposedly really good clears for fire in Phase 0 is mostly relying on this guy, because apparently having Noah kind of smoothen it a lot for fire players, especially like the whole entirety of the run kind of thing. It just makes it a lot easier, because yeah, just having this helps out a lot, in quite big actually, because once you get the second cast or whatever, this defense is very, very significant. So it just allows you to how do I say, like, this is such a massive sustain, because this applies to your entire party after all. So yeah, very, very strong. And then, you know, you get like all these extra CA specs or whatnot, which basically allows you to get a little bit more damage consistency, as in basically like a very, very hard raid or whatnot. So yeah, that's why this character is kind of like it's one of the ones that did not really like, wasn't in the spotlight a while ago, you know, especially like I remember talking about him. I didn't really mention a lot about this before, but because, you know, FA wasn't really a thing at that time, so you can't really say that, right? I can't really you know, foresee the future and saying that, oh, this guy is like fucking key for that shit. But yeah, you know, I did specifically mention that his second skill is really, really strong in that regard. This thing is just really strong, especially for hard raids. This one is trash, this one is trash, this one is kind of trash as well now. Nemone is Christmas Nemone, I think, is still pretty good in full auto as well, because of the Christmas Nemone is still one of those characters that literally auto nukes after a while. At the end of turn, she auto nukes or whatever. And not to mention, she can increase her hits like crazy as well. So as you can see, like, it auto activates the second skill the moment you hit the how many stacks? 5 stacks, yeah. It automatically triggers this, and you see it's like, with this kind of skill, if you have like the supplemental or whatnot to your skill damage, it actually hits quite a bit. So this one hits quite a lot, and she can buff your team very, very well. In fact, like very, very helpful buffs. Not this one, this one. But her Ogi buffs is actually very nice. This tree buff here is actually very helpful. You also get the extra this as well to your entire party, which is really, really helpful. Yep. And she boosts healing cap. Cool. So yeah, she's still pretty good in that regard. Next one we have who? Oh yeah, Silva. I definitely think she's still going to be used in some way, especially for like if you want to do the Grand Order Ogi tech. Yeah, if you want to farm bars in Grand Order HL, Silva is definitely one of those candidates to actually get that to work, just because that whenever she Ogis, you can get the amplify damage thingy, which helps to the next following character in your party, which usually tends to be Octo, I guess, or any double Ogi character, more or less. Yeah, other than that, you mostly just use it with like, I don't know, Wilnas, Percival, those kind of stuff. She's still pretty damn good until today. Next one we have Enyo. I remember Enyo as being shit though. Isn't she like still a very, very selfish character? Yeah, she is. Very selfish character. Only applies to herself, and she's fire, right? So it looks kind of okay, but I don't know. For a character like this, it's just better off you just get some other characters, honestly. That is just much better for other characters, not her. This one is kind of shit. Yeah, this character is kind of shit, don't even bother. And then we have Valentine's Cat. Valentine's Cat got buffed, if I recall correctly. She has like what, auto nuke now or something, wasn't it? I don't remember what was the change. Oh yeah, she does auto cast her second skill. Where was the auto nuke? I remember she has an auto nuke, right? No, she doesn't have auto nuke. She has a nuke on Ogi. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was one of the biggest change. She now ends the cooldown on her third skill. So yeah, she basically can technically kind of dispel after Ogi kind of thing, because you reset this, right? Yeah, you get a lot of damage from this in a way. And yeah, free dispel, but I don't know. I think it's better to just go with Medusa rather than her though. I feel like Medusa is way better. We haven't gotten there yet, right? So it's fine. Izmir is okay for like Ogi stuff as well. I think it's like, it's kind of like similar to Silva in a way, like Yukata Silva too. Like, you just use her for Ogi kind of thing. If you're planning to go like the whole Grand Order thing, you can technically kind of use her as like a substitute character for like Silva. Then again, if you haven't gotten Silva, it's better to go for Silva anyway, right? So Nessa Nataku is this Yukata version of Nataku is actually the usable one, not the normal one. The normal one is fucking garbage. Don't even bother. Yukata Nessa is actually good because he's one of those characters that you use when you want to go do the Alanan tag. If you do not know what the Alanan tag is, I guess I can kind of show it to you a little bit. The Alanan tag is basically like, yeah, something like this. Just so happen I have it here. Yeah. So it's like, if you do not have, say like Grand Zeta or something, for example, right? You can technically kind of use him for like your OTK, like for, EX plus stuff, or even like Nightmare 90 kills, but then Guild War is over, so who cares? You can also use him for like your bar farming. I'm using this to farm Proto in a way, but my ping sucks, so I'm kind of slow. I am using him as like a substitute because I do not have what's her name? Yeah, Grand Zeta, right? Usually you want to put Grand Zeta here, but since I have no Grand Zeta, I use him. He actually kind of works as well, so it's fine. So yeah, he's kind of okay. This one's garbage. All right. Summon Medusa is the good one because Summon Medusa has a lot of sustain. Not only she has mirror effect to all of your allies, she can dodge all. Her S1 is one hit technically kind of unchallenged, but because this one is like I'm not sure how much was this. I think it's like 99 or 95% damage reduction or something. So you basically take no damage in a way. And then you get like Veil, you get some barrier, and then you get counter as well upon casting it. So it's pretty good. And you can kind of more or less just press that off cooldown. She's a really good full auto character. She auto nukes as well. What basically happens is that once you cap it, right? You see, once the level is max, you activate this thing. And what this thing is, it has a lot of hits. So another big deal when it comes to like supplemental stuff. So this thing hits really, really hard. And what this does, as you can see, is remove one buff. So she's your auto dispeller. You don't even need to cast your thing. You just auto cast the damn thing. It's really, really strong. And she has also a very, very strong debuff, as you can see on her third skill. Seal all foes actions for one turn. So you basically get a free turn, essentially. So this thing is very, very strong. And you don't really see a lot of characters having this. So having this kind of debuff, auto nuke, dispel every turn, and then you have like a 95% damage cut kind of thing. Yeah, she's really, really strong for a full auto character, okay? Next is this one. I think I do not know how to pronounce this shit properly, but like I usually call her trumpet emoji. She kind of got pushed off. She used to be like the key character to have like when it comes to like bursting. I mean, she still kind of is okay, but I wouldn't really count as her being that great anymore these days because we have Zeta, we have Percival, we have the new Alana now. So technically, especially with the new Alana, you do not need a character like her anymore. So before this, she was kind of like the key because she was the Alanan activator back then, or the Alanan enabler rather, right? Because what she gives is that she gives you extra meter, and this essentially gives you basically 100% meter. Because before the whole full limit break Alanan requires you to have 100% meter, right? You cannot get 100% meter in turn 1 without help from someone, aka her. She was the one that allows you to do that, where you press the first skill, you get 400% meter, then you can press Alanan S2 at that time. But now, because full limit break Alanan technically doesn't require that at all, I feel like she's definitely kind of like fell behind so pretty damn hard thanks to that. She's not really required that much anymore. She was also really good at that time because she has like assassin as well, and then yeah. So she used to be good, but yeah, unfortunately not anymore. And then the last two is Summer Mirin. Summer Mirin is kind of like similar to Christmas Mirin too, but at the same time it's like Ogi. Yeah, you just go Ogi, dude, Ogi. You like Ogi? Yeah, she's okay. I wouldn't really suggest using her though. The last one is Kane. I think he kind of fell off too in a way, but like I remember him being the character that lets you burst better because of his buff here. This buff technically lets your team to burst a little bit more, but because we have full limit break Alanan now and Zeta, there's no need for him anymore. Yeah, so there's really no need for him anymore. But if you want to go for like the whole full auto stuff, yeah, by all means, right? He's technically still pretty okay on that department just because, yeah, Ogi, right? I suppose. Yeah, I mean, if you like the whole Ogi stuff, he's pretty okay on that one, but I wouldn't suggest that either. Alright, so fire, we done with fire. We go with water next. Alright, water. Izmir Summer. Still a Blizzard bot until today. You don't really use her for anything else. Only a Blizzard bot. You press her second skill for Blizzard and then you sleep. Sandalphon Summer is kind of whatever. You ignore him as well. Europa Summer, I remember she got rebalanced a while back too, but I don't really see a lot of action with her because like I think as of late the only thing that you use, the only version of Europa that you use is her normal one, her normal grand version, because her new full limit break version of Europa is she's made to tank the whole party really, really well. That's basically what she got for her full limit break version. The normal OG grand version of Europa full limit break is very, very like supportive, giving a lot of sustain to the party and stuff. So it's really good in that department. While she technically also kind of deals a little bit of damage too, but yeah, I don't think her summer version is that great. Rosetta is also the same. She's kind of like a tank too. Halloween Rosetta is kind of like a big tank, but nah. Water has better options for like tank anyway, so there's that. I think Shalim Summer is still probably one of the best characters to go for if you're a Shishio / Ogi enjoyer. She's really, really strong. Very strong because she has the remember what I mentioned about the previous character where she basically seals a character, so you get one free turn essentially, right? And not to mention, she also has a very, very strong debuff. It's similar to like how the OG Urius was. You can just press and then you go as she just calls you hentai or something every time you press that. Yeah, this thing is very, very strong. And then she has also another thing that kind of makes you go summonless. So if you don't really care about summon for a while, you can get a 3-turn cut to your skill cooldowns. And a lot of times, whenever you use her, you're going to get a lot of debuffs already anyway, so it doesn't matter. Because you have a lot of debuffs, what she essentially is able to do is that she can double Ogi, as you can see here. When a foe has 10 or more debuffs, activate charge attack twice. The reason why you want this is because you just look at her Ogi, right? She can dispel and delay. So essentially what she's doing, she's double dispelling and she's double delaying. So if you are an Ogi enjoyer, She's really, really strong. Yeah, she's really, really strong. Okay? The low HP doesn't really matter too much, but yeah, it's not really that bad for the most part. You can actually just put in like rings and whatnot. You can give her a little bit of HP in some way to not make it that bad. And she has guaranteed double attack as well, so it's not utter garbage. But then again, if you're using Hesilia, I don't think it really matters. This thing doesn't really matter. This one does matter a little bit though. Yeah, this one matters a little bit. You just have to just be a Hesi and Ogi enjoyer. That's really about it, really. Greya is... She got a rebalance, I think, earlier last year, I think. Yeah, I think she got a rebalance in 2023 or something. Or was it 2022? I think it was 2023. Where she became kind of like a pseudo, like a similar to how Hesilia Full Limit Break turned out to be. So it's like whenever she Summer Greya links, whenever she links to someone, right? So if you're using the funny gun, the 150 Gomun weapon on your MC, for example, right? Every time you triple attack or something, she will automatically nuke or something. Where is it? Yeah, activate Mana Agni upon another ally with linkage effects. Triple attacks. So this thing will auto-cast. So so basically, if you are using like Relic Buster or like the Soldier Tech or whatever stuff, right? Whenever you triple attack, this will auto-cast. It's very similar to Hesilia in a way, but it's definitely suggested to just go for Hesilia anyway, so... because Hesilia is kind of free to play, so it's better to just go for that rather than, wasting your ticket on her. She's pretty hot though. She has a very good EX pose. Kolulu is your evoker bringer. Yeah, she's good at killing herself. Because, this one skill, I think, if I recall correctly, is like automatically, like, it's like 80%, I think. Sacrifice 80% of her HP. So she immediately goes to like rate HP if you just press her first skill. And yeah, you get like Deluge Crest, you get some buffs, sure, right? So... say for example, if I recall correctly, a lot of people actually use Summer Kolulu to bring out their Invoker in Phase 0. Quite a lot of people actually uses the tag to bring out like Hesilia or something like that. So yeah, there's that. But other than that, she's alright, but she's not really being used that much anymore. She used to be pretty cool on launch or something, but not anymore though. Mirin Christmas is Ogi? You like Ogi? She Ogi. Very Ogi-oriented character again, but she can kind of tank a little bit. I prefer this version just because that her second skill can be pressed without... because her summer version, if I recall correctly, is that her second skill is Green Border, which you cannot press, but it has the tech where it automatically gets triggered. This one, you have to press. So in a way, you can actually press this on the go, and then you can enjoy the Ogi stuff. You can tank here and there and stuff, blah blah blah. You see, you can counter here and there, blah blah blah. She's alright, but I wouldn't really suggest her either. Siegfried is ass. You can ignore him. He looks good though. Jan is also another character that is very similar to what's his name? Vaseraga? I think OG Vaseraga. She cannot die. She literally cannot die, I think, when you press her... Was it third skill? Was it third skill? Yes. Her third skill. She literally cannot die. It's impossible for her to die for 19 turns. So the 20th turn, she's dead. Yeah, she's kind of okay. And then I think I remember at some point people are... I think I still somewhat see people actually kind of use her weapon as well. Because her weapon is not that bad, as you can see. You have Enmity, you have a medium here, you have Tyranny here. So it's... well, not really Tyranny, but like... yeah, dot damage, but it's still pretty actually good. Really strong weapon. A lot of people actually use this for like bursts at some point. But yeah, she's an okay character, and she has... I guess she has really good... do I have it here? She has a really good second pose. Do I have it here? Oh, I do. Alright, I guess I can show you. Yeah, see? Very good second picture. Very good second picture. I know a lot of people like that. All right, let's go back. Then the next one we have Summer Monkey. Summer Monkey is not really being used that much anymore, I would say. I feel like she's kind of okay to use as like the backline in case shit happens character. You know, especially for Guild War stuff, you know, like say because Guild War is such a piece of shit, right? The bosses are so damn hard, so damn tanky, hit so damn hard kind of thing, right? So having a backline definitely helps out a lot, right? Usually at some point, a lot of people tend to also consider using her to be the backline because she has a tech where the moment it's when she gets to the 10th turn, right, you will use this skill. Yeah. So what happens is that when you automatically cast that skill as well, you get remove all these buffs. You can basically get a full heal. So if you use this, you get full meter, you get shield, right? You get the barrier thing, you get full heal, full clear. So it just helps you in a way to, you know, after like several turns, it kind of fucks you up really hard, right? So this kind of helps out in a little bit. And not to mention her permanent debuffs are pretty helpful too, because this one is, I don't remember, but I think it's like 10 to 15%, if I recall correctly. And then you get some supplemental. So this one is actually pretty handy as well. Especially in Guild War, right? Having any form of permanent debuffs is always helpful. Especially if you're going for the whole full auto stuff. Because full auto, you can, a lot of times it's very hard for you to judge when are you going to reach a specific trigger on whatever turns, unless your damage and stuff is just super consistent to the point where whatever bullshit RNG happens to your raid, right, you'll always hit that spot. I'm not sure if if that makes any sense. The reason why I say that is because there are a lot of times where whenever you set your team, say like I think the perfect example is take a Grand Thunderfawn, for example, not the new one, the Earth one, because you know a character like Earth's Grand Thunderfawn, right? His third skill has the remove all buffs and debuffs stuff. You know, removes all buffs basically on both sides for your party and the enemy as well. So like if you're able to like set a particular spot where you can nicely have Thunderfawn to cast his third skill always at like say 50%, for example, right? We used to have that, by the way, in the past where we set like full auto tech for Thunderfawn, or always without failure, he can always hit his third skill nicely at 50% whenever the boss has like crazy 5-6 fucking buffs to himself, and then Thunderfawn comes out like, hey, bye-bye. You know? So it's like all gone. So it's like that, right? So it's a lot of times you can't really like do that essentially. So having any form of debuffs that has permanent debuffs, I mean, would allow you to be doing your shit more consistently. That's what I'm trying to get to. Having your stuff to be more consistent in a way is always a good thing no matter what. So that's why like people actually do consider having her, even not really putting her in the back line sometimes. Sometimes people actually put her in the front line and then bring the evoker from the back line later on. But because now we have like full break evokers and stuff, like especially Hesselia, because she's water, right? Hesselia, I'm honestly not sure how full break the rebalance for full break justice is going to be on Maria Theresa, because it's not out yet. I wouldn't know. So whenever that comes out, might be good, sure. But if not, yeah, she's kind of okay because of that. So, but I wouldn't really suggest it. I'm just giving you like a scenario of like how she's being used at some point of, you know. Yeah, just forget what I'm saying. Forget what I said. I'm just ranting and babbling. Okay. Vaseraga, he's a Giga Chad. Okay, I think that's all. I don't even remember what the fuck this guy does. Yeah, he's just a Giga Chad. Alright, moving on. Don't bother with him. He looks good. Lots of abs, lots of muscles. He's a Giga Chad, man. I think there are some point Christmas Arulu was rebalanced and she was somewhat usable in a way. But I don't know. I don't really think she's really being used that much anymore, so no, not really. Where else? Keg. Oh, Keg. Because I feel like Kag, right? There was like a change a while back that kind of made her a little bit more viable. I kind of forgot what was it though. Especially with how water is in this day and age, I don't really think she's that great anymore because she's kind of slow. Because she's basically what Summer Kag is. She's very focused on relying on Deluge Crest. So if you have like Deluge Crest, you can always charge up for this because this is the buff that you want, right? This thing is just very, very strong altogether because, yeah, you have this, you have Echo, damage cap, like literally the best ones, the best buff you want, right? Because this like insane amount of overcap right here. Oh yeah, that's right. Chat is correct. Yeah, you can actually disable the full auto because this one consumes a crest, and if you want to like full auto with her, you always want to cast this, right? And you need the Deluge Crest for this. So this one basically, if you turn this off, you can always get this no matter what. But it's kind of hard to say too sometimes because her third skill is pretty damn good because, I mean, it's Dispel, right? Unless you have like a character like Shalim already, for example, and then you go the whole Ogi and stuff, right? You technically don't need Dispel already, especially if you also have like Doggo as well, for example, because Doggo is another huge character that can constantly Dispel and stuff. Yeah, you can technically disable this now to make her a little bit more viable, but nah, I don't think she's a must-have this day and age. She's like nice to have, I guess, but like I'm pretty sure there's like much stronger characters out there compared to her now. Sen, she's cute, I guess. I don't remember her being like that significant though. So you like Sen? Yeah, she's cute. So that she'll be cute for your homepage. That's there's that. Jiki. We have Zirat. I think she's the only good one, right? Yeah, she's the only good one, right? If I recall correctly, she's like the Ogi. Yeah, another Ogi enjoyer character. If I recall correctly, she works very similar to the Zodiac version as well, the OG version. But she can buff. Yeah, she can buff a lot. You know, it's very similar to the fucking OG. I'm not sure what else to say, honestly. But she nukes a lot as well, as you can see. She nukes a lot, she buffs a lot, so it's pretty good. But I feel like mostly for fucking Ogi anyway, so yeah, she's alright. You can actually consider her as well. She's alright. She was like the better Halloween character for last year anyway, so there's that. I remember the other Halloween characters last year was kind of ass compared to her. This one is a very dated character, man. Yeah, she used to be like a character that you can use for full auto and burst-ish, kind of. But yeah, nah, not really. Cassius Valentine is still very strong. He's very, very strong because you can, he's also basically another Ogi enjoyer kind of guy. But what technically he's really good for is that you can nuke like crazy with him. And his nukes are no joke because 8 hits, 2 hits. Dispel, he can heal. What's that? This is clear, sorry. No, this is Dispel and Clear. So he can Dispel and he can Clear. And then his third skill allows him to reset as well. So you can, do a lot. And then not to mention, you're also reducing his cooldown if you're doing the Ogi setup or whatever. You get an extra supplemental as well, so it's pretty good. And not to mention, whenever a foe uses a special attack, ends cooldown for Mirage Sign. So in other words, free Dispel. Every time when a boss's does his Ogi or whatever, its trigger, you can get a free Dispel. Very good for full auto. Very good. Pretty sure it's all around really strong for every single Guild War. I don't think you can go wrong with that. And then also another one here is like when an ally uses removes a foe's debuff, you can also activate this. Whenever your any ally, or I think it also counts himself, whenever you dispel something, he heals. Next we have Katura. Katura is dead now, from what I remember. Ever since Dragon Zodiac came out, she's dead. Don't need her anymore. Don't need her when you have Dragon. Clarice is the second character, if I recall correctly, to have the Sandophon tag. The Earth Sandophon weapon. No. The skill. Because her third skill allows you to have basically a element switch on the boss. So what happens is that her third skill, right, is very, very strong just because that you can basically switch the boss's elemental no matter what into fire. It's like the same as Earth Grand Sandophon, because That version of Thunderfawn is the same, but instead of fire is go to water instead. He forces the element to be water for 5 turns. So it's something like this. But she was the key character to have for bursting at that time on release. Not anymore. I don't really see a lot of people really make use of Clarice Summer all that much, but I guess she's cute. She looks good though, right? Next we have Fidel. Yes. Booba. Fidel Summer is the other character you will want if you're a Sishio / Ogi enjoyer. I think you really want to have her for the most part as well when you want to go Ogi anyway, because she's, I mean, double Ogi. You can cut her skill cooldowns on Ogi, and then you can repeat this over and over again. Yeah. What more can you say, right? You see, you can even supplemental water LICA as well. You want an Ogi, you use her, right? Naru sucks. God knows how many times she got rebalanced already, but she's still shit. Summer Naru still ass. Lucio, until today, is still probably the most wanted character in Water Burst. No matter what. He is still the number 1 character to have, besides like Erika and what's her name? Gwyn, I think. Yeah. He is still the number 1 character to have when you're trying to go for a burst setup. Why? Because his fucking skills are broken as hell. The reason why? Because you can stack his first skill and his third skill. His first skill gives you like, 20 or 30% echo. His third skill gives you like 70% echo and guaranteed triple. Literally fucking broken. And if you want to go like 100%, 150 Goemon gun or whatever for water, you need to have this guy as well. So there's that. Anira, I think Yukata Anira is one of those characters where is very reliant on. She needs other characters besides herself to like have XX amount of hits or something. Was it? I don't remember. It's like you need a lot of hits before she attacks or something. Yeah, there we go. At the end of turn, when allies deal 20 or more times or to the target in 1 turn, she gets something. So yeah, if you can actually get a lot of hits, she's actually okay, but she's very niche though, so it's not really, I don't know, I wouldn't really suggest getting her either. I guess that's it for water, right? Vera sucks. Grand Thunderfawn? Okay, we don't talk about that. Monica. Okay, Valentine Monica is like the if you're familiar with Full Lumen Break Hesselia or just Hesselia in a nutshell, like the water evoker, basically Monica does that. She basically allows Earth to basically Ogi every turn. She's like your crazy battery because every time she Ogis, she resets her skills. And then her S1 basically gives you insane amount of meter. And then if you have like Octo and shit, you just get a fuck ton of meter. So yeah. So if you want to Ogi every time, you want to be an Ogi enjoyer, yeah, Valentine Monica is the way to go. And well, I guess if you want to be the what's that? The Diaspora hoster, I guess there's that as well. Jiki is a burst oriented character, but I think for Earth Burst you don't really need her. I think sometimes people still use her though, because of her double strike thing, yeah. The double strike thing. But I think a lot of people tend to not really use her that much these days for Earth Burst. Then again, a lot of people tend to not even rely on Earth to burst anyway, because Earth Burst is still kinda you know? It's not as OP as like fire or like water or even light, for example. But you know, it's still alright. Yeah, she's still alright. I think I would say 50-50. My suggestion to get her is like 50-50. Because I feel like there's probably better ones anyway. Rosetta is as... Oh, this is fantasy, I ignore. Dante is... Isn't he like the super dated character? Yes, he is. Alright, don't even bother. There were like some particular points where you can actually use him in like some raids, but nah. Valentine Medusa got buffed as I think a while ago. She will automatically trigger her second skill now, so it's like actually not bad. I remember testing her rebalance or some shit. That was like one video I think I posted on YouTube or something. I don't remember what's it called though, but her rebalance is relatively okay now because she can stack her shit up very, very fast now. because of this. Once per turn, when enemy uses a special attack, she automatically triggers that. So it allows her to, yeah, as you can see, Ogi as well. You can get this up. So if you're a Ogi enjoyer once again, she can nuke a lot. The unfortunate thing is that even though she's spamming this like crazy, all she does is poison. Yeah, see, spectral, but like there's no dispel, there's no like clear or whatnot. So there's, there's really nothing to it. She just does a lot of damage, but yeah, probably is better off using someone else. Zeta Vaseraga is quite dated already. I don't think they are really being used anymore. These characters used to be like the character to go for when you want to burst, but not anymore, unfortunately, because before this they can get this, and it's really really strong, but yeah, not that great no more. Sag. Magisa got buffed recently, but I think in comparison to her, was it her summer version? I think her summer version is still stronger. I remember that her third skill is a lot easier to trigger now compared to before. Yeah, this one used to be like, you can only trigger this at turn 10 or something, from what I remember. But now they kind of just remove that line, so you can technically just get like the full power of a third skill at any given time, as long as you have when you have like 5 crest or whatever stuff going on for her. But yeah, she's not that strong these days, unfortunately. She used to be really strong on release though. Anturia, I think for Christmas, Anturia is still used a lot in this day and age, just because that her full auto capability is still really high. Because I think a lot of people actually rely on using Christmas Anturia for full auto file or something for Earth, because you can actually speed things up like really really fast. Because all you need to do is just cast this or whatever once for the fun of it, and then yeah, and then you also get this, right? You just have this up all the time. Yeah, it's pretty damn strong for full auto. The normal file, not far zero, okay? not far zero, okay? I just want to make sure of that. Yeah, her weapon is pretty good as well. Yeah, she's one of those characters as well, like a lot of people also rely on her weapon, from what I noticed, just because that she has a big crit. You also get extra healing cap, and then you also get stamina as well. So it's I would say pretty handy, especially now, I guess, in a way, if you think about it, her weapon is going to be a lot more, how do I say, sorted for as well, because we have the over skill mechanic now. That is, if Cygames actually fixes that problem, because we still have like a lot of bugs with the whole overskill shit right now. But once they actually fix it, I think it's gonna be good anyway, because like they have the new overskill is like when you cap your crit, anything goes past 100% will be applied as crit damage instead. So that is like relatively good in a way where, as long as you don't really have to like, okay, I need to get nicely at 100% crit or whatever, because anything above is like a huge waste, right? So but now with the whole overskill thing, is basically like, as long as you hit over like 100% is good, but anything extra is whatever, right? That extra helps you to have a little bit more damage consistency because of the 100% crit, right? But yeah, weapon's still good nonetheless, I suppose. Tico is pot. You use her for blue pot, and that's it. This one is, I think not a lot of people really use her. She's very similar to like, what, Christmas Shiva, was it? Or something? Or is it Summer Shiva? Something like that. Her skills are very, very slow. She has like the nukes. She has the like a little bit of buffs here and there, but like, yeah, not that great, honestly. This guy is way too old. His shit. Silva is also kind of like, this version of Silva is also very very old, so it's not that great either, I would say. Yeah, she's not really that great too. Summer Ilnot, I think, is still pretty strong until today though. It's kind of similar to the Alanan S2 basically. Her S2 is the same as Alanan S2, where you get extra echo and guaranteed triple and stuff, and then you get shorted as well for 4 turns. So pretty damn good. And not to mention her third skill, I don't think a lot of characters actually have this. Yeah, this third skill of hers, right, literally automatically caps attack, defend down. This thing automatically caps it. As long as you have this up, right, it's already like minus 50% already, so it's OP as well. It's like if you need debuffs, right? You know, it's kind of like the same when you cast Babu, right? Because Babu caps defend down, essentially. So it's like if you're not using Babu tech or whatever, you can just press this, and then it already caps defend down and attack down. So there's that too. So yeah, very good. You can consider her as well if you want to. Kukuru Halloween. I think she's still the diaspora girl. I still think until today she's only being used for diaspora. Like if you want to race with your hunting setup with MC or whatever in diaspora, you want to get like blue chest or whatever, Kukuru is there for that. Other than that, I don't think she's really being used that much. Jessica Yukata, shit. Don't even think about it. She's ass. Alex Summer. I mean, she used to be like really, really strong because of like the amount of sustain she's giving to the team. I still think you can still use her though. It's just that if you have full limit break came, she's not really needed that much anymore because full limit break came gives you way more. I don't know, man. It's like she used to be like the character to go for when it comes to like sustain, because you know it's kind of like a full limit break Vera in a way. You get like full all ally. She doesn't die for like three turns or whatever. As you can see, cap at 1500 whatever. She doesn't die. And then her second skill gives you permanent defend up or whatever. But this is just too damn low to actually give a shit these days. You know, and then this one's like just gravity and whatever. It's not so strong anymore. Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean I also use her when I'm still using my Kango stuff for Super Baha. I only use her to sacrifice her. So yeah, there's that. But I don't really do Super Baha with this Kango setup anymore. So there's that. Metera is for Proving Grounds, right? Yes. Proving Grounds character. Why Proving Grounds? Because Proving Ground wants you to kill the boss in as little turns as possible, right? So nuke, reset, nuke, Kirin, nuke, reset, nuke. Yeah, the Proving Grounds character. That's all she is. I don't remember what you are. Are you the assassin chick or whatever? Yeah, I think a lot of people were using her because she was released before that happened. Yeah, people were using her for her favorite Guild War or something. For bursting stuff, but I don't really see a lot of her these days though. I honestly might be wrong on that one, but she feels kind of dated already, even though she's still relatively new. She might actually still be good though, but eh. This one is super old, don't even bother. I think this version of Shalim is pretty weak, but good skin, I suppose. Look at them legs though, goddamn. Yeah, I mean she can do that. She can what's that? Ogi and stuff, blah blah blah. Sure. Not that great though. And she's Earth as well, so it's not like Earth really needs that. Christmas Naru is actually kind of funny that she's still probably one of the characters that Earth needs for bursting. You know how Grand Naru works? Same thing. It's because, you know, it's actually, I would say Grand Naru came to be because of this version of Naru. It's very similar. She has the full turn assassin, and then she has the insane echo or whatever shit that she has. If it wasn't for this version, right, I don't think Grand Naru would be as strong as she is right now. I don't think so. I don't think if she does not exist, right? If this version does not exist, I don't think her win version is going to be that strong. Yeah, for Shalim, Christmas is like so niche though. You only use her for like 1 or 2 content or something, I feel. Alright, Earth done. This one is shit, don't worry about it. This one is, I think you're better off using the OG instead of this one. I know you can tank relatively well with this guy as well, but I think the OG is still better. The OG with the new style change or whatever. The new style change for OG is way better. Summer Eliza is definitely the character to go for if you need like a constant damage cut character. Why? Because you can just do Ogi tag with her, alright? And then she'll always cast this. So you have 40% earth cut, you get defense, and you get armor as well. And she's probably one of the characters that you want to have for Seek blue chest, I think. I think a lot of people are using her for that. Really, really strong. Because you get like insane amount of sustain every time you know. Yeah. Pretty straightforward character. She She does damage, she counters, she has sustain, a lot of sustain. Yeah. Shion is OTK, I think. Yeah, Summer Shion, I think you can just use her for OTK. She's quite decent for OTK because of the counter. Right? Wasn't there a counter? Yeah. Yeah, she activates twice when caster's charge bar is 50% or higher, which is most likely going to happen. So, yeah, pretty alright for OTK. I remember I was using her for OTK though, like last win favorite Guild War. It's alright. Oh my god. Dude, I can't forget this character, man. Wasn't John Summer the character that literally killed Cygames' servers back in the day? Like on her release, right? The servers fucking exploded. Right? Wasn't it? She was the character. Like for some reason on release, she destroyed the servers. I think it was like you cannot log in for like 2 or 3 hours or some shit, and it was during the time where it was close to Guild War or something, if I recall correctly. It was really, really funny. And the funny thing to this character's story as well is that on release, right, back then, she was like literally meta breaking. If you look at her skill set now, right, it's fucking dog shit, right? I agree. But you have to remember, back in the day, this kind of skill set is insane. And also, don't forget, back then we did not have full auto, okay? So we always have to manual regardless. So she was literally broken, like the meta character to have on release. And 1 or 2 months later, I think it was 1.5 months later, she literally got shoved off from the shelf. She literally was useless immediately after. So not only she was like, she killed the server, she was meta for only 1.5 months. And then you don't see her anymore. Grimnir, I still do not have him until today. Literally the character to have for full auto, OTK, Nightmare 90 for EX plus. Yeah, he is still really strong until today. And he's like, what year was this guy came out from? I think it's 2020, I think. Was it 2020? Or was it 2019? He's a really old character. And he's still really strong until today. Just because that he has insane amount of hits, insane amount of nukes. And he's literally the first character that introduced Flurry, if I recall correctly. He is the first character to introduce the Flurry tech. The mechanic for Flurry. The 3... Each time he hits once, right, is 3 hits. So on his triple attack, he gets 9 hits total. And this is without like echo or any crap, whatever. So if you add any form of echo, whatever, he gets even more hits. Yeah, this guy is insane, okay? Honestly, can't go wrong with this guy too, honestly. He's pretty damn good. Summer Anira is one of those characters that is kinda used for off-element echo, and like to add extra echo, because apparently her echo is not element restricted, as you can see. Her third skill to an ally. It doesn't say to a win ally, you know? So basically any element ally works. So I remember this summer Anira was the tech. The character that you must have for Guild War Water. Because she was the character that you used to buff your MC so you can your funny gun, the 150 gold moon gun thing even harder. Because like her stacking mechanic for this echo is actually a little bit, I think it's like stacking A or some shit. Like it stacks with very easily with other characters echo or whatnot. Very good in that regard, but I'm not sure if it's still needed though. But yeah, you know. Next we have yes, Leech. You guys, I'm not sure if you're new or not, but if you're relatively been playing the game for a while, I'm sure you know how the normal Grand Leech is, right? If you know how strong normal Grand Leech is, even Halloween Leech is also somewhat similar as that. The firepower that Leech is having for her Halloween version is very similar to her Grand version. One of the difference is that this version delays more often. She delays even more often, And she also dispels, right? She dispels with this because this autocast, right? You autocast this thing. You can delay. You can dispel with this. And then when at the end of turn, when least charge bar or higher, consume 30% charge bar and deal, and then delay. So you can dispel, you can delay. 2 of these in the turn, every turn. you can essentially do that every turn. She's actually very strong, so it's definitely one of the characters that is, you know, very, very high up there. It's very, very high on the tier list as well. No, not my tier list, but you know, she's like full auto. You cannot go wrong with that. You want to use her for Sig, even for Revance, also really, really good. Yeah. So I think even you can use her for like, I don't know, Belial, Belial. You can also use her for Babu as well. I think you can use her for Fa as well. Like those not so hard raids, you can kind of use her for that. She can actually be very, very strong for that too. So there's that. And then we have, oh my god, dude, back to back, man. We have Yukata Vampi. Oh my god, she is another meta character, okay? You thought Lich was strong. Vampi is also very strong. Why? Because she can get fucking assassin every turn. Her third skill is fucking strong, man. Look at this shit. And this applies to the entire party, bruh. Look at this. She has Drain. She has Veil, Echo, triple attack, damage cap. This applies to the entire party. And then every time she has Drain, this thing, right? Every time she has Drain, right? Whenever she does an attack with Drain up, the next turn she'll get this to autocast. Wait, no. At the end of turn, this will autocast at the end of turn. As long as you have Drain, when you attack, the Drain applies. You know, when she sucks your the HP back, right, or whatever. This will autocast. So what essentially happens is that she dispels and she delays. Right? She dispels and delays. And she gets assassin. And then it doesn't stop there. Remember a while ago, I keep saying that, you know, those particular characters that has very strong debuffs. She has that too. Yes, she has that too. You get a free turn. She literally gets a free turn on top of that too. And don't get me started on debuffs as well too. A lot of times, a lot of people seems to not realize, right? Multi-attack debuffs can be very, very strong. Like anywhere. Because right, if you can at least stack enough of multi-attack down, right, you can essentially cap it, right? So it will literally force the boss or whatever target to single attack. Unless you have, you know, like fucking Far Zero or whatever, they have a self buff that lets them guarantee triple, right? That one you cannot do anything about it. But in most cases, right, outside of that stupid boss, for example, right, if you can force them to single attack, that actually is very, very helpful. You know, take like even like for Far, for Belial or whatever, right? The moment you can just force the target to just single attack, you just don't take so much damage, right? Because, you know, sometimes bosses like, you know, take like Far, right? Normal Far Heishao, for example, right? His single auto hits plenty of times, right? Can you imagine if he has like you kind of fuck up, for example, you get his stacks up relatively high, so it increases his damage or whatnot, right? If you can force him to single, it's so much better that way. That's why, like, a lot of times I always think that multi-attack should be appreciated a little bit more, because multi-attack down is very, very helpful, especially in that situation. Similar to like Guild War, Guild War essentially, because Guild War is also one of those times where the bosses have like multi-attack up, like a very common buff that the bosses tends to always self-buff is multi-attack. If you can dispel that, the boss will always triple attack your ass, and then you take triple attack 10,000 damage per hit. That's not fun, right? So if you have any form of multi-attack down, at least you can, reduce the amount of triple attacks, incoming triple attacks, right? So at least that way you can survive a lot longer. You don't die in like one turn. The guy just triple attack your ass, and you just die. And then you just cry, right? Nothing you can do about that. Then you just blue pot or green full elixir real quick or some shit. I don't know. This should not be taken lightly. Multi-attack down is really, really good. But yeah, moving on. Vampy is really strong, okay? Yeah, Vampy is really, really strong. And yeah, so she has basically dispel cancel as well. See? So very, very strong, yeah? Very, very strong. Definitely one of the top win characters to have, honestly. Along with Leech, that is. Oh, this guy got like pulled off so hard, man. I remember this guy like on release was really strong too. Like, then again, I think you can still kind of use him for OTK. And I remember at one point people were using him for bursting as well, but I think you can still kind of use him for Nightmare 90 though. But I don't know. I think better characters to use instead of him now. Probably not, eh? Houston's Summer is ass. Last I recall, I mean, good picture, I guess. If you like a Giga Chat picture as well. Vayne is a backline, Andy. Halloween Vayne is Halloween, right? Yeah. Halloween Vayne, you only use him as a backline because of this. You only use this. So say, for example, if you do not have what's that? If you do not have Catcelia, or like the invokers or whatnot, you can actually just put him in the backline and it helps out a lot. Yeah, I guess his weapon is still kind of being used, but not that much anymore though. I see it sometimes, but sometimes I don't see it anymore, so I don't know. His weapon is a bit more questionable now, then again. Valentine Thunderfawn is alright, I guess, for full auto stuff. Yeah, I guess he's kind of alright for full auto stuff. Long fights is alright too. Yeah, he has some sustain here and there. He can auto cast his second skill. He can nuke. He can, blah. Yeah, he's okay. He's not super OP or anything. He's alright. Korwa. Summer Korwa. You cannot do Wind Burst without her because of her first skill. You put this on Naru and call it a day. God, log in, dude. Double strike, you get the damage cap. Unless somehow Wind gets like a Nehan type of character, yeah, then probably she's not needed anymore. But till then, you're definitely going to need her for fucking Wind Burst to a specific degree, especially if you're using like a wrestler or some shit. Yeah, I guess if you're using the Spartan tech, you can do that, but this thing is still a significant amount though. But yeah, she got rebalanced slightly better now. I think this is mostly for full auto stuff. You can ignore full auto stuff. You can also ignore. Yeah, that's all for Win, I guess. All right. Light. Hair Potato Valentine. She is, ever since her rebalance, she's actually very usable now. She's the tank and a nuker. Like skill-based nuker. She nukes a lot with her hair. Because, hair, potato. Get it? Yeah, then she has third skill as well. Her third skill is basically an all ally sub, so it's pretty damn strong. You can counter a lot with her as well. Yeah, see? She can nuke a lot, basically, yeah. She nukes a lot, she counters a lot. Really good for hard raids too, in a way. Next, we have Rosamia. Rosamia is kind of whatever, honestly. I think you can kind of use her for OTK kind of shit. If you want to do like big Ogi, but nah, she's not that good. And then Strum Summer is, well, Bulba, I guess. Isn't she like an OTK character too? Kind of. I don't really see her that much though. She's very niche. Ah, yes, this version of cereal. Ah, yes, the Agastya Enjoyer guy. Ah, yes, my summer cereal, man. Any Agastya Enjoyers in chat? Do you like Agastya? Oh man, you need this guy, man. Agastya with this guy is fucking OP, bruh. Why? Because he lets you Ogi a lot. He heals. He gives you what CA reactivation as well to himself. Yeah, you get the spell cancel, revitalize, veil, and then this thing allows your party to get like heals, allows your party to get meter. You know, that kind of stuff is just all around really good because you see you get extra meter whenever you Ogi, and then you get extra consistent damage too because you get light attack, and then he activates his first skill every 3 turns. So you gotta be an Ogi Enjoy, aka Agastya, man. Agastya, dude. Trash. Blue pot. Very shit nowadays because Hellmail Summer used to be the character that you use for bursts, but yeah, not anymore though, because you know light these days is. We'll get to it shortly. To who's the characters to go for bursts in light now. This one is trash. This one is trash. This one is kind of trash now too. Wait, no, I think people actually kind of use him. I think you can kind of use him for Nightmare 90 though, right? I think you can. You can kind of use him for Nightmare 90, but nah. Next, we have Metera Christmas. I think she's kind of for proving grounds, but is like the worst version of a summer version. Urias is actually very strong for Ogi. Do you like Ogi, dude? And not to mention, he's actually a lot more viable these days because on release they did not have the full auto cast whenever what's that? Because this turns into 0 cooldowns, 0 turns. Because before this, we couldn't press the button whenever when you have a skill that has 0 turns, right? But now we do. So technically, he's actually really good in that department now. So you can actually nuke a lot and Ogi a lot with this guy, as you can see. This thing, Tentacle Rush at the end of turn, if the party landed 5 or more debuffs on the current turn. So every time you full auto, right, you always press this once at least. And this always does 3 debuffs. So it's very likely, if you add like, what's his name? I think Luo works as well with him. If you have any form of characters that adds extra 2 more debuffs whenever you auto or whatnot, this guy is always going to use his second skill. And his second skill is very strong because 10 hits. Very, very strong. He nukes really, really hard. And then you want to Ogi a lot as well with this guy. And then, oh man, I actually missed this though. Hessie, Halloween, Helly, yeah. Helly Halloween used to be the character for light bursts. She used to be that. Like, you can't use bursts for light without her because she has the this thing, the supplemental thing. This supplemental was really, really high. Well, technically it's still high, but I mean, not that great anymore because, you know, we'll get there shortly. Okay, then next we have Lily. Lily's an Ogi Enjoyer as well. TLDR for Lily is that if you can consistently 4-chain, she can always heal. But yeah, she heals a lot whenever you 4-chain. So Shiva, Summer Shiva is kind of whatever, honestly. I guess you can kind of use him for OTK, like, because he has Unworldly Ogi. This one is like, I mean, dude, it's too slow, man. His shit is too damn slow. Yeah, he has good stuff, but like, it's too damn slow. You see, the cooldown is too damn high. It's too slow. He's okay though, but nah, not that great. Chicken Christmas, I think she's still widely used until today. Yeah, because she's like she's Rabbit's best friend. The Zodiac Rabbit. She's Rabbit's best friend because of her third skill. Because the third skill stacks with her buffs. And you get extra dodge as well on this one. So she has the tech where you get a double cast on her her skills, all of her skills, 10 turns onwards, I think. Yes, 10 turn onwards, you can cast her skill twice. So yeah, pretty good. Lots of debuffs. Yeah, lots of debuffs. Very good debuffs. And then she also gets the she has like that plain damage auto nuke every time your skill nukes have like a specific amount, which is how much was it? Oh, here, yeah. For every 12.24 million light skill damage dealt to the foe. And this accumulates over time, by the way. It doesn't have to be in like one turn or whatnot. So as long as you get a total of this amount of damage, you can you get extra like nuke or whatever, like 2 million plain damage nuke or some shit and dispel. So it's pretty good. So yeah, she's still widely used until today. And then we have yes. There it is, boys. There it is. The meta breaker, dude. There she is, guys. There she is. You cannot play light without her. You literally cannot play light without her. Why? Because she is the character for burst. You cannot play light without, like, especially if you want to burst. Shut up, chat. God damn it. Like, she literally enables light burst super, like, massively. God damn it, chat. Shut up. So the reason why we call her that is because that she literally allows you to have a full turn assassin. Literally anyone. You can give a character, any light character, not any element, by the way, any light character assassin for the entire turn. Literally the entire turn. So this is the character that literally gave birth to the whole relic buster bullshit on MC. Literally the character. If this character did not exist, I think light would not be so cucked until today. You know, even like for fucking Grand Sandalphon's Exalto weapon, I don't think that weapon would be that ass if Florence did not exist. Agastya would not be so shit to do if she did not exist. It's because of this stupid character, Agastya's annoying ass mechanics exist. Okay? And the reason why Agastya, even until today, they require to like nerf it multiple times because people kept complaining the fuck out of it. Because they don't want the you know, because she's the meta. She's literally the meta. Obviously, I would say like this character doesn't really apply that well for like lower level players because you can't really get that crazy amount of numbers anyway. So yeah, and okay, that is just not all. Okay, that is just the tip of the iceberg. The reason why she's also really, really OP, right, is also because she gave birth to the 8-turn kill in Super Baja. It's because of her, Light was able to do it first on Super Baja. Literally, you kill it in 8 turns. You do your 8 turns for 5 other players. I mean, the other 5 players, so total of 5 players doing this same tag, literally can kill Super Baja in 8 turns. Because the reason why for that is that she also has a very, very strong third skill. What does she do? She ends the cooldown for her skills. And this is, by the way, not to herself. To a light ally. So in other words, you can put in an MC and reset again. And then you do that shit again. You see how stupid this is? You know what? I can kind of, I can kind of show it. Wait, hold on. Does my tech still work though? I'm not sure if my fucking Super Baja tech still works or not though. I'm not sure if I still can do it. Let me see. Let me double check first. I do not have auto cap though, but yeah, it kind of works, I guess. Literally gave birth to 10% super. No. That is actually false because the first one that actually can do 10% very well is water, because they And the beginning for Super Baja 10%, right? Water has the tech where you can consistently refresh or extend the stupid cannot attack shit. The reason why this game doesn't have cannot extend is because of that. If you didn't know that. Yeah. So like, you know, like take like the thing, right? We were talking about earlier. Do we have those characters on this line? Yeah. The reason why we have this line here, can't be extended, was because of the whole water shit. Because before this, water can consistently keep doing that, extending the stupid thing over and over and over again. It's actually stupid as well. It's because of water. Water started that shit for the 10% Super Baja. That's why water was that. And after they nerfed that, people was like, oh shit, what do we do? And then people was like fucking emo and shit. People were crying. And then Florence and Mugen came along. And I was like, oh, okay. Alright, I guess that's not a problem anymore. Okay, wait. You want? I can show you. I can show you why Florence is OP as hell. Okay. I mean, technically Mugen is supposed to be in there, but I'm not gonna do that yet. And this on. I don't know. I have Helmel, right? Yeah, that's fine. This. Alright, so this is what we are gonna do. We are gonna set up for like the big nuke at turn 10. Okay? Turn 10, I mean turn 8. I should press that. Star. This. And then we have this. Thor. Alright. And it begins, okay? Now it begins. This is where the fun starts. This is where the fun starts, okay? Babu. Press this. Do this. Technically, you don't have to press this, but I'll just press it anyway. And yeah, this is why, okay? It gave birth to this shit. Oh, I do not have my. I don't even know. I don't think I did enough damage though, but I need to enable live feed. I can show you how much honors is that. Oh, 5 million. 5.8 mil. There. I did 19% on my own. I did 19% on my own, but this is only on my own, by the way. So if you add another like few more people, right? That's why you can kill this guy in 8 turns. See? If it wasn't for Florence, right, this would not exist. This would not exist if it wasn't for Florence. Florence only was able... I mean, the reason why we could do it is because of Florence. So yeah, you cannot do Light Burst without her. If you want to do well in favorite Guild War, if you do not have her, if you want to burst, you want to get her. She's definitely the most important character to have for burst, okay? There you go, okay? That's Florence. I already gave you what's that, a 2-minute showcase of her. Alright, moving on. Christmas Mary is for random items in the backline, I think. If you just put her in the backline, she just give you random shit. If you want that, that is. Then Christmas Illnot is actually really strong for skill-based nukes. Christmas Illnot is like... She has a lot of skill-based nukes. Because like she auto-nukes or whatever, shit like that. Where was it? There, this one. Upon light allies' normal attacks, light damage for a number of hits based on the number of heavenly pieces. So you get 4 hit auto nuke every time you auto. Quite strong actually. Yeah, she's actually very strong. Like I mean, she's kind of acts like a support in a way, but she's like a support damage supporter kind of thing. At the same time, she has really good utility as well, because you know, dispel. You know, she has this debuff as well, you know. Yeah, you have that as well. So yeah, pretty damn good, right? So definitely one of those not so niche characters. Definitely, I see her quite often for like full auto stuff. So I don't know, you probably can consider her too, I suppose, if you want to. I think people might actually use her for Guild War too, for all I know. Page 3. Oh, yes. Okay. Angloville Valentine. You cannot full auto without him. Literally impossible to full auto without this guy. This guy is literally the guy to go for full auto. If you really like full auto a lot, and especially if you like Ogi as well, this is the guy. And this guy works best on all levels. No matter how weak you are, this guy is fucking insane. Why? Because he has nukes and refresh nukes, and he has a lot. Look at all these buffs. You can get all these buffs, by the way, right? You can get all these buffs, and he can do these debuffs like crazy. He hits fucking a lot of times, by the way. He hits a lot. He buffs a lot. You can also reduce his cooldowns whenever you Ogi. And then you get extra nuke on Ogi and shit. And then you see you can even end his skill cooldown and shit. Yeah, it's just really strong. He is still very strong until today. La Diva is... You bitch. La Diva's ass. Ah, yes, Monica. She's like the... I don't know. She kind of wants to be like the Valentine version, but worse or something. She looks good on the main screen, huh? Look at that. Waifu. If you didn't know, Monica is like my favorite, okay? If you haven't realized that yet. Okay. Yukata Potato is also another one of those characters where people tend to use for burst only, I think. That, or people tend to only use her for backline situation, because this, you get free veil at the start. So it's like, you know, whenever you, you know, there are some particular raids wherever you start, you get like debuffed or to Oblivion or whatever. Or even like Guild War as well. Because sometimes you have like veil, so you are basically immune to like the first particular trigger, right? So this is actually quite helpful as well, just having sit at the back line kind of thing. But the other thing is like a lot of people tend to also use her as like the pseudo burst characters just because of this. Because this skill of hers is actually quite strong in that regard. I remember I'm forced to use this or something before I got Florence last year. Yeah, so if it wasn't for if I did not have Florence, I was just using this altogether. So this was the skill that you always press to, you know, help out in that regard. Uh-huh. So there's that. Yep. And plus she also has this as well. Because she has guaranteed crit, right? Ah, yes, which is probably the next one, which is probably going to be my Anythix pick this year. So, Halloween Mugen, oops, is the second character that came along with Florence, right? 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. The Halloween banner was the craziest fucking Halloween banner we have seen to date. Because that banner came out, had Florence, had this guy, and Halloween Leech. You have 3 literal top tier characters in one banner. That banner was fucking nuts. That banner was so crazy, man. Holy shit, dude. So stupid. So yeah, Mugen is basically like is basically the one that gives you a lot of overcap. So as you can tell, how it works is that he gives you amplify, he gives you damage cap and all that shit, and then he also gives you echo as well based on how much of when you take this thing, how much of that was lowered, he gets more of that, as you can see here. Yeah, he gets more. You can get more echo to light allies whenever you spam this, essentially, right? So what essentially is the case is that you usually just press this a lot of times when you burst, right? You always just press this and call it a day, because this is basically like you get amplify, you get this, and then you also get this to proc as well, because you are reducing your HP to everyone as well. So wait, is everyone, right? Yeah, it's everyone. Why am I tripping all of a sudden? It's like suddenly I'm doubting myself after a while. But yeah, so just pressing this button is already giving you so much overcap. It's fucking nuts how much overcap this thing is giving you. And you can get even more by pressing even more too. So there's that. And yeah, plus he can actually kill himself too. If you're using him in Super Baha. He technically allows you to go even further, like in terms of like extra, like the honor wise. If you're planning to use him in Super Baha, you can definitely get way higher with him. Yeah, but you need to like force him to die or something. So like, I'm not sure if you saw that that showcase I had with Florence earlier. You know that part with I had random Valentine Naru on the screen there. That's technically Mugen is supposed to be there, because Mugen can actually give you way more with the help with all this stuff. So you definitely need him if you want to farm proto with him as well. I think if you use him with what's the 150 Gomun Fist or something, right? You use that with him, and then you just press like a few buttons, and then you can get like, I don't know, 1.5 or 1.6 mil or some shit on proto. Yeah. So that's another one. Yep. So he's definitely another one of those characters that probably I'll pick, because as you can see, I do not have him yet. Yeah, so it's definitely really, really strong. Naru Yukata is one of those you use for OTK or full auto. The reason why is that you can also even put her in a backline too. You can also do more damage, because as you can see here, when Light MC uses a charge attack, plain damage to a foe. So you can do a little bit more damage if you just put her in a backline, especially if your MC's, well, Oging or something, right? But you can technically just use her for full auto as well, because she can delay. Yeah, she can delay. She can dispel. And then, as you can see here, you auto cast as well. Like her first 2 skills can be auto casted. Auto activates at the end of turn by consuming 8 stacks of her, this thing. Whenever a light ally uses a charge attack, she gets the stack by 1. So that's literally what it does. And then she also has this 8 hit counter nuke, and it dispels, auto activates when a foe uses a special attack. Kind of brain dead, right? So whenever and whatever, like Guild War bosses especially, whenever they buff themselves at like 50%, and then this basically just counters the damn thing. It just auto activates, so it just immediately, maybe most likely, get rid of like a veil or whatever shit. It's just really, really strong. So yeah, when you go for OTK as well, this gets auto casted as well. So that's why it's pretty damn strong, especially if you're using like if you have like any form of supplemental stuff in your grid or whatnot. You see, this thing applies quite a bit because it hits. Supplemental works very well with it, as long as it's like more than 1 hit already. And if you have like like more than 5 hits essentially. Yeah, this thing is pretty insane. And then yeah, even though she's in the front line, you also get the extra plane damage as well. So there's that. Pretty good for OTK as well. So if you're still considering for like OTK in light favorite Guild War, she's definitely one of those characters that you can consider. Now we go to the last element. Oh boy, I already see on the screen what am I going to talk about. Okay, so we have the final element for this one. Rosetta, we don't talk about it. Rosetta sucks ass. And then we have this. We have Yukata Ilsa. She doesn't show it here, but let me show you the overlay, okay? I can change the overlay for you. There it is. Do you like that picture? So good, right? Looking emoji, dude, looking. Also, she is the character. You know, like how I mentioned for like Florence for light, right? She is literally the character to go for Dark Burst, especially when you're using Eresh. Eresh is the 150 Gold Moon weapon X for Dark. The reason why she is used is because she has Flurry. She has literally built-in Flurry, exactly the same way as Valentine Grimnir. Each of her hit will do 3 hits. So she has triple attack, she has 9 hits. And then on her first skill, she buffs everyone to get crit, damage cap, echo. What more can you ask for? And then, not to mention, because we're talking about Dark here, you have Death, is the element with Death. Ilsa can get up to Quad Strike. And getting Quad Strike is very, very easy as well, especially if you're comboing with Nia. If you're using Nia, right? Or Nier, I guess in English. If you're using Nia, you can get this very easily because not only she also resets her skills, by the way. Whenever someone dies, she resets all her skills. Each time an ally is knocked out, you get 1 stack to her. So in other words, you get +1. So you need 3 stacks to get Quad Strike, basically, right? And then you see end cooldowns for Ilsa. You know? Very, very good. So in other words, whenever someone dies, you can just, even though you see this one you can dispel, right? Who cares? You can just press it again if you get dispelled anyway. If someone dies, fuck it, right? Just press this again. Yeah, you just press that again. And then if you have multiple characters dying, you can just press this and get Quad Strike or something. And yeah, even better, right? So for the most part, the reason why she's also really strong in OTK is that even though you do not press any single button, because she has this flurry thing, she's the most sorted out character to have right now for Dark Burst. Especially for like the later on Dark favorite Guild War, which is probably going to happen in, I don't know, May, June, July, I don't know whenever that is. She's definitely one of those characters that you will want to have for that particular Guild War. If not, it's going to be really, really hard to actually make use of. Is she good for new players? No. Anything to do with auto-based characters, right? Whenever characters that is very reliant on autos, you know you're not going to do relatively well. It's really, really hard for newer players to actually do proper damage for autos because it's the hardest damage to actually cap properly. The easiest damage instance to cap properly is skills, and then followed by Ogi, and then followed by or CA charge attack, if anyone's wondering, and then followed by auto attacks, auto or normal attacks. Those ones are the hardest to actually cap consistently, or even get like up, like your numbers to be like somewhere up there is really, really hard to do it properly as a newer player. That's why a lot of times newer player, right, I always suggest you to just go for like skill based oriented characters. You know, take like what's that, Valentine Anglovale, for example. That guy is literally the perfect example for like the best character to help newer lower level players. That guy is like super insane. If you're like an Arash gamer or whatever, because that's You don't play Dark without Arash this day and age, right? People will laugh at you if you do not have Arash, you know. You know, it's kind of it's like one of those things, right? Especially if you want to go like Dark Favorite Guild War, going to Dark Favorite Guild War, right? You're looking for a new crew. I feel like that's one of the things that people ask. Hey, do you have Arash? If you know Arash, okay, fuck off. You know, I feel like that's probably one of those like requirement these days for like Dark Favorite Guild War, because like for those who didn't know, Arash is literally one of the most popular illustrious weapon. Illustrious weapon type is the 150 gold moon stuff, right? Because now I think about it, they didn't show that this year, did they? Yeah, they didn't show that this year. Last year they showed us the illustrious weapon statistics, right? Last year, Arash was like 80%, man. It's like the bar, right? You know, I should do MS Paint for this, okay? For like at that time, right, illustrious weapon, when they showed us the stats at that time, right, for Arash is like up here. Arash was like that. The rest, like Shishio, hunting, all that stuff is like this. Like this. It's like around like that. Arash is like up here. And that's the reason. And then following after that, after the anniversary, we had Dark Favorite Guild War. And Dark Favorite Guild War literally set the precedent of the literally the most fucked up cutoffs in Guild War. And this is before the whole the expansion thing or whatever and all that stuff. I think it was like a top 80k, I think. The cutoff for like the top 80k, right, was like 2 billion plus or some shit. Usually at that time it was like 1.5, 1.4, 1.6 maybe. Yeah, it was like 1 billion-ish, right? And then suddenly you come Dark, cutoffs goes like fucking 2 billion plus, man. There is very likely a high chance it's gonna be a whole lot worse this coming upcoming Dark Favorite Guild War. It's gonna be super bad. But yeah, so Ilsa is definitely the character for that particular department, okay? Okay. Next, we have Cagliostro is as... Oh, Clary? Dude, Clary's Valentine is actually... Oh, man. She's actually really cute, though. I do really like her... I like her second portrait. Do I still have a second portrait? I think I can just click from here, though. See? So uwu, man. See, so cute, man. So cute. But yeah, she was... she's actually a really good full auto at some point, but... I mean, ever since the whole... Because this is Dark we're talking about, right? There's like the stupid Fidel leech bullshit. You know? She's kind of like whatever already. Unfortunately. That's kind of like the reality of it this day and age. Kind of unfortunate though. And not to mention, I guess it's a little bit of a tidbit for a lot of you. You know, some of you probably like... maybe are slowly gearing towards like trying to get ready for Phase 0 or some shit. Because, you know, characters are very like gated or something. You need to get like specific characters. She was one of those characters that is a must-have for the normal FAR HL. Now we have FAR 0, right? The you know the previous the still a hard FAR, right? That high level FAR or whatever. She was the character that you need to have back then in 2019. You need her for that normal FAR, for Dark, right? She's a must-have. The reason why is because she is the character that allows you to get that 3 million 3 million plane damage very easily, and also the amount of sustain that she's giving to the party, and also you get the extra charge bars and shit. Yeah. This thing and the gravity is super needed for Dark at the time. Plus she has delay as well. She was the character to have at that time. But then after like maybe I think 4 months down the road or something, she's kind of nice to have, not like a must-have anymore. But yeah, she's still an okay character, but you know, because you know, like I said, Fidel Leech is a thing, there's no reason for you to go for her anymore. Anturia is also the same thing. It's kind of like, it's nice, but Yukata Anturia is kind of not needed. It shares a similar standing as Valentine Clarice in a way. All right, Summer Magisa, you like Booba? You go. I'm sure that a lot of people like her second portrait. Booba. So Summer Magisa is one of those characters where you want to use her along with Fidel and Leech. She's like the because you know Fidel and Leech is this character setups where you go for like a lot of nukes, skill-based nukes. Yeah, a lot of skill-based nukes, and you get a lot of sustain from those two alone because you get heals, you get regen, you get defense up, you get defend down and debuffs and all that shit, right? And then you add Magisa on top of that as your third character, right? What essentially Magisa provides is that not only she gives you a lot of damage as well, because she, look at, if you read her first skill, right, she has a maximum of 10 hits on her. So this automatically gets cast very easily as well, because you can see, Ogi, you like your Ogi, right? Yeah. So this gets automatically casted, and she dispels as well. So because the whole Fidel Lich is so damn strong, but one of the biggest downside of that combo is not having dispels. But what Magisa Summer has is she can dispel. And because you're also using the setups that is very skill based oriented, like skill nukes oriented, it also applies to her too, because she has 10 hits. And because you all your supplemental with your Agonize, with your Fidel Spears or whatever these days, because it's going to be a lot easier to stack that, all thanks to the whole primal 250 bullshit transcendence crap. Yeah, you get the idea, right? So yeah, having that with the help of this, she can deal quite a bit of damage without needing like there's some, you know, like there's no like particular like things that you need to go through in order for your skill to proc or something like that. You know, like I'm referring this to, like, say for example, like take 6 for example, right? 6 Juten or Eternal. That guy can be very, very strong if he can consistently just counter Ogi, counter nuke or whatever, right? Because at 150 he just counter nukes or whatever. But that's not 100% consistent. And he doesn't also dispel as well. But she can actually do that. She can dispel and she can nuke a lot consistently, because all you need to do is basically Ogi, right? You just need to Ogi you here and then done, right? Yeah, and then not to mention she also provides crests, and you know this buff is actually very familiar. I'm not sure if you can recognize who you can get this from. I just literally talked about it earlier too. Literally the same one from Valentine Anglovale. Literally the same, but dark version instead. So you get all this necessary, or not necessary, very good utility buffs from her. But she does a lot of damage with her nukes, and she can dispel. And then she also gets like literally ending her cooldown. So you can you can press more, right? Literally just just nuke like crazy, right? Just nuke like crazy. You can Ogi her to for herself and shit. She has a very cute looking icon, I guess. A lot of people were still wondering whether is it better to use 6 over her or some shit. A lot of times I always say that both characters are great, but I feel like these days the main issue with Jutens or Eternals is that you only use them when they're at 150, especially for 6 as well. And you only want to consider using 6 if you need some like tankiness to it. If you need someone to tank, right, 6 can do that, because 6 can tank super well. She does not. It's like, yeah, this one's great and all, but like, she doesn't have sub, she doesn't have dodge, she doesn't have those stuff, right? While 6 technically can do that while doing insane amount of damage by himself as well. Yeah, so there's that. And plus, she technically is very reliant on being in a Ogi-oriented setup to actually do damage, because you want to consistently reset her first skill, right? So if you want to reset, what do? Ogi. While 6, basically, you can use anywhere, right? Well, you can use burst, you can use full auto, blah, 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 right? All that shit. So yeah, that's the comparison between the two, if you're wondering which character you want to use, you know. If you don't have 650, then fuck it, right? Just use her, I suppose. So you get a lot of extra buffs and shit. So yeah, she's actually really strong for like full auto. Maybe even I would say like somewhat of a hard, like even Guild War and stuff, she can be actually very strong as well. So Kupitan is another Kupitan Summer, right? Yeah, Kupitan Summer is another character that is very oriented in Ogi, if I recall correctly. She's very oriented on Ogi because you want to Ogi a lot with her just so you can do more of these things, because you want to get more of the stuff from this shit, so you can like double Ogi or something? Doesn't she double Ogi? Does she double Ogi or am I tripping? Oh no, she nukes, right? Not double Ogi. Yeah, she nukes. She auto nukes this basically. So it's if you have if you are also wondering whether to consider you want to try to go the Grand Order HL Ogi tech or whatever. I think I should just show it, I guess. The Grand Order Ogi tech or something. Where is it? With the yeah. So if you want to farm Grand Order Ogi, right? You just Ogi or whatever. You can actually use Kupitan instead of her, if you're wondering. Yeah. Then you just press Babu and you press Katura S1 and then you Ogi and call it a day. You already get more than enough for blue. You have guaranteed blue in that regard. So yeah, you can actually use Kupitan for that one. I think a lot of people actually use, Kupitan for that particular substitute as well if you do not have, yeah, for example, Silva or some shit. Other than that, Booba, I guess. Yeah, see, goddamn, holy shit, so big. Oh my god, now, dude, the combo, man, the Booba combo. You thought that was enough? No, we have another one. Another Booba character. Holy shit! Oh man, Dark Booba for days, dude. Damn, Booba for days, dude. Holy shit. Okay, you know, she's kind of whatever actually. You only use her because of her. You only use her because of this. God damn. So the only thing that she's really cool is her second skill. Her second skill is fucking insane. If you press her first skill, her accuracy is like very high and it's very unlikely for you to whiff. This thing, as you can see, it's just 10 hits, right? It's just 10 hits, right? But it's low accuracy. So if you press this, it's fine. But it says 5,000%. The cap, the base cap for this skill, right, per hit is fucking high. It's super high. You can get like 20 plus million or some shit when you just press this. Just 20 plus million. Done. And then you just kill her off. That's it. That's all you use her for. You press the thing and then she dies. You pretty much just that's all there is to it. I mean, you either use that, yeah, then you can Ogi or something, whatever, I suppose. You use her just for like that initial, just boop, and then done, you know? We have Tico. Blue pot. By blue pot, I mean you put in the back line and then you can get blue pot, okay? There, blue pot. She's only there for blue pot, okay? Summer Amira. Summer Amira kind of fell behind quite a bit, but I think if you do have her, she's kind of like the OTK character. Because of the unworldly stuff. OTK character, good for Ogi. And then you have Mag. Mag is also another, Summer Mag is one of those characters that you can technically use with like Yukata Ilsa. Because Mag is one of those characters I feel like you can burst with her without needing to press any buttons. In comparison to say like if you're using like 6 or some shit, you have to press his S1, right? She doesn't. Technically, you can just make do without pressing any buttons. So yeah, still pretty okay to this day, I suppose. If you want to have like a 0 button OTK, I guess, or burst or whatever. And then we have Tabina, man. Tabina, bruh. Look at that, another Booba character, goddamn. She's supposed to be like the Bollywood character, by the way. If anyone's wondering how she came about, Cygames was like, there was an event they tried to make, and because for some reason I think the writers were like enjoying Bollywood movies at some point, so they tried to make a event based on like that. So she's supposed to be like a Bollywood character with the I've forgotten what the hell is the husbando's name though. There was that guy as well. He's not a playable character, is he? No, I don't think so. Tabina is also another character that is very skill-oriented character, but at the same time is like, she's a nuking character, but you can kind of use her for OTK because she auto casts her S1, was it? On special attacks or some shit. Oh, there, activate S1, yeah. On Ogi, she activate S1, yeah. So she's also pretty good for OTK because of that. Because 4 hits, so good for supplemental stuff, nuke oriented kind of shenanigan stuff. Yep. Very cool. A lot of people were using her weapon at some point because this is like the better Gisla. Yeah, this was like the better Gisla because Gisla in this day and age, the 30 Gomun weapon is like dog shit. Unless you're Ono, you collect like 40 plus Gislas or some shit. Yeah, I do not know why. Even Nakamura was asking why though. What are you doing? What are you doing? But yeah, so there's that. Moving forward, we have yeah, we don't talk about the Bowman because it's a subtickable character. We don't talk about him. Fiorito is another auto-based character, I think. But you can kind of use her for burst, but because you know we have like those characters that has auto nukes, we have already like burst characters like Bowman, Ilsa and all that shit. You don't really need Fiorito at all, so she's kind of whatever. I think this Uni is like the shitty version of the Uni or something. Like she's okay, but not as good as a grand version, I feel. Yeah, she has very similar stuff as like the grand version, but it's not because this one is like the special buff she has is fucking CA specs or some shit. Like what the fuck? And then you get like extra like chain burst or whatever, like extra number of chains. Yeah, she's like another character that is very Ogi oriented. So it's I don't really like this character too much. I prefer the grand version way more. Yeah, I like at this point, right? She's kind of like whatever, in my opinion. I know people may think differently, but just don't take my word for it. I guess. I mean, if you're already watching my video, you are probably taking my word for it, right? So there's that. Next we have Lady Grey. Lady Grey is a very 2018 or 2017 character or some shit. Very very old. She used to be very strong on launch because she gave this. Yeah. And then she has Echo as well. This was a very, very strong mechanic to have. But then now we have Leech, right? So who cares? Now Leech is a thing, so who cares, right? This one is trash. This one is Ogi as well, but trash. And wait, that's it? Oh shit, it's Jover, boys. It's Jover, boys. We did it, man. We are the end, dude. I'm not really gonna mention, like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm not gonna mention anything about grand characters related because it's not. I wouldn't suggest that at all. It's better for you to pick seasonal characters. But all right, now that I'm done explaining everything, I'm going to speed run like my actual suggestion per element. Okay, like probably my pick per element. Okay, my go-to characters definitely like one of the ones if like let's just say if I have a few ones I can choose, right? I could definitely pick Vera. Probably pick Vera, Noah. Yeah, Medusa is definitely one of those as well. Nemone is one of those as well. Yeah, that's all. That's for fire. That is my pick. For water, I will pick. Yeah, Shalem is definitely one of it. Yeah, Cassius is definitely another. Vikala is another. Yeah, Lucio is 100%. Fidel is another. Yeah, these are the few ones I would consider for water. And then Earth. Earth. Oh, we don't talk about that guy. I feel like Earth is definitely not a lot though. Yeah, I definitely will pick Anturia, Ilnots, Kukuru sometimes, I guess. Yeah, Naru. Yeah, this one as well. I will consider her because, you know, I mean, this is mostly for high level stuff though. Like, you want to burst and shit. She's definitely good for that one, but maybe this as well, but not too much on that one though. Because I feel like you can kind of make do with just evokers. You don't really need her in a way. Yep. Yeah, then maybe Monica for Ogi oriented stuff. It's just so I have options kind of thing, okay? And then for Win I will definitely want Eliza. Eliza Summer is definitely a must have. Grimnir is definitely good as well. Lich and Vampy, you can't go wrong with those two for obvious reasons. Yeah, having Vayne is always nice. Korwa is always good as well. That's it for Win. And then yeah, I would definitely give her an honorable mention. This guy for Augusta, I definitely want that guy for Augusta. Let me see. Yeah, definitely Urius. Yeah, Summer Urius is definitely nice to have. Chicken Florence for the Ilnot as well. Anglovale and Mugen. Yeah, maybe her for OTK, but not that much. And then for Dark, Ilsa, Magisa. Oops, not that one. Hey, where's my first page? Yeah, Ilsa, Magisa, probably. I would probably even consider Kupitan for like proving ground stuff. So maybe I can give her a bit more of an honorable mention as well. And then not Zoe. Definitely Meg, because I'm a burst Andy. But if you're not a burst Andy, you can just kind of ignore. Tabina is still good, I would say. And yeah, those are the. All right, yeah, those are the few ones I would consider like each individual elements, like I would say my pick, like my go-to pick per element. Okay, so I think this video is dragged long enough. Hopefully you guys find this Anythix anniversary ticket video helpful in any way, shape, or form. If you need any more help, you can always just come to my Discord and ask there, or just come to my stream and just ask there. It's that simple. Okay, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys don't pick I mean hopefully you get a good pick. Hopefully you get Rubaiyat as well. But yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Till then, good luck with your grind. Bye bye.